So this video is going to talk about the kit lens for Fuji, the 18 to 55, 2.8 to 4. I like this lens for video only. The F4 aperture is really good. It's got a nice filter thread that I think I've had a filter forever with. So that's why I use the ND filter with it. It's light. It's quick. It zooms in, does everything you want it to do. Just like the 18 to 50 Sigma. This one does have an aperture ring, but because it is variable aperture, so meaning 2.8 to 4 on the zoom, usually I just leave it at 4 and then do the zoom back and forth, right? I don't really do anything else beyond that. But for photo, it's super soft. It is a soft camera for photo. Whenever I take pictures with it, I usually take it outside where there's like a lot of sunlight and I can bloom the picture in Luminar AI because it's a soft photo. It's not sharp. You're not going to get a sharp picture with it. And that's why I say it's really good for video, because you don't, depending on how sharp you want it, but more than likely a lot of these photos that you're taking with or video with this lens they're far away, they're kind of small in the frame, it's a large group of people, it's nothing that needs to be super sharp. So the downside behind it is that it's a variable ND. The 2.8 is really good, but like I said, I just put it at 4. I think the sharpest point is like F8, somewhere in that range. But I just put it on F4 and I leave it. F2, it's not sharp. You can't do really close focus like the Sigma, like almost macro. So I'm going to show you like 3 pictures of me trying to get really close to the same subject with the Sigma, the 30 macro, and then the Fuji 18 to 55 at 18 for each one, for the Sigma and this one. And so you can kind of see the difference. So I'm going to show all 3 photos up at the same time for a shot that I did of my dog kind of running around. They're all going to be at f4. You tell me which one of the lenses is it, right? Is it Sigma? Is it the Fuji 16 to 55 or the 18 to 55, or is it the 16 to 80? You let me know, right? If you can tell. So I was at a wedding and just recently, and I had the 18 to 50, and I accidentally brought it instead of bringing the one of the primes I have, one of the F2 primes. I don't remember which one I forgot, but I forgot one of them. And so the problem that I had was that the images came out a little softer than what I wanted. So I didn't really post those or put them anywhere. And so I just kind of threw those off to the side, didn't really worry about them. But you can see in one of the shots, I took a wide view shot with it. And then I switched out lenses and I took a shot with a 90 mil. And I wasn't too happy with it. It looks okay. I sharpened it a little bit in Luminar AI. Overall, it's okay. If you're in a crunch and you're starting out, I would let you know, if you're really trying to get into Fuji, I would say the 18 to 55 is a good starter lens. Get yourself an F2 prime, so 34, 35 prime, 23 prime I think was the other one, the 30 macro, or the 50 prime. Those are pretty good. You can pick any one of those to fall within, right? I think it's the 18 prime also, the one, I think it's 1.4, I can't remember exactly, 1.4, 1.8. That's a good prime to get into. But if you're just getting into the system and you're like, hey, I don't know anything about Fuji, I want to test it out, I would say get the kit lens used. You don't have to buy it new. You can go in and get the XH5 with the kit lens, I think, or I think the XH2S has one of the lenses also. And use it, right? It's a good starter lens. If you don't like the system, you didn't spend that much money, you can go back to Canon and their stupid proprietary bull crap that they have of lenses. You can go to Sony, where you buy the camera that you bought. There's not going to be any kind of upgrades or anything to that camera. Same thing with Fuji, right? They're not going to upgrade the film simulations as much as people want them to. They're not going to do it. So you can you can look at these things. Now, Nikon, I've only shot with the Z9. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. It's just switching over to Nikon. I've always loved Nikon glass, and I'm going to go off on a small rant here in a minute. But I think if you're going to start off with a camera, I think a Fuji X-T3 with the kit lens, that OIS, I think that's great. I think that's the best combination you can get. If you get an X-T4, find it used with the kit lens used, and get that. That's a good combination. It's going to be a little wonky as far as like video is concerned with the IBIS, but you learn. And then if you like the Fuji system, you like the dials, you like the way it is, the way it's set up, I would say definitely go and get yourself a prime. Get yourself 50 to 140 if you have the money for it. Maybe one of the Sigma would be a really great lens for the price. So those are just things that you can do when you're starting out. But I'm just letting you know the 18 to 55 kit lens, 2.8 to 4 aperture, is not a sharp lens. It's a good starter video lens. It works great on the X-T3, X-T4, X-T5, maybe a little bit mushy, right, because of the resolution in the sensor. But I think it's a good starter setup. You're not going to be thrown away or like anything like, oh my God, this is amazing. But I think it's a good starter. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know. I wish you a good day, a good night, and I'll see you on the other side.